The streets are buzzing and the pressure is mounting. Maino and Papoose aren't holding back, and now 50 Cent is officially on the hot seat. What started as a Fabolous diss track has quickly escalated into one of the most intense situations in recent hip-hop history. Fans are asking the same question everywhere. Will 50 Cent respond, or will he let this slide? Fabolous made his move with a diss song that left the industry talking. The lyrics were sharp, calculated, and impossible to ignore. In any other scenario, a diss might spark conversation, but in this case, it triggered a reaction from two of Harlem's most respected voices, Maino and Papoose. Both have deep ties to the streets and the culture, and neither was willing to sit back and watch quietly. Their message was clear: 50 Cent needs to respond. This isn't just about ego, it's about respect. In hip-hop, silence can be interpreted as weakness, and reputation is everything. Maino and Papoose know that letting a diss go unanswered can send the wrong message, not just to rivals, but to fans and peers who respect the hierarchy of the streets. By pressuring 50 Cent publicly, they've raised the stakes and forced the world to watch closely. Now, all eyes are on 50 Cent. Will he retaliate with a response track, a social media clapback, or something even more strategic that the streets aren't expecting? Every move counts, and the next chapter in this saga could redefine respect, alliances, and power dynamics in hip-hop forever. The question is, who will come out on top, Fabolous or 50 Cent? And how far will Maino Papoose push this? The question is clear: who will come out on top, Fabolous or 50 Cent? And how far will Maino Papoose push this? To answer that, we need to break down the situation, the players involved, and why this diss track has triggered one of the most tense moments in hip-hop in recent memory. Fabolous, a veteran known for his lyrical precision and street credibility, released a diss that immediately caught the attention of fans and insiders alike. The song wasn't just a random jab, it was calculated, targeting 50 Cent's influence and reputation in a way that made the streets take notice. Lyrics were dissected line by line, with fans replaying verses and searching for hidden references to uncover the full scope of the message. But Fabolous didn't act alone in this battle of words. The support and reactions from other Harlem heavyweights have turned a simple diss into a full-blown pressure campaign. Enter Maino and Papoose, two artists deeply connected to the street culture and hip-hop hierarchy. Both have a history of defending respect and holding figures accountable when the boundaries of loyalty and influence are tested. By publicly pressuring 50 Cent to respond, they're making it clear that ignoring this diss isn't an option. Their involvement transforms what could have been a standard back and forth into a larger statement about power, authority, and influence in the industry. Social media lit up almost immediately. Fans speculated about potential responses, sharing theories about whether 50 Cent would drop a countertrack, respond via interviews, or even handle things behind the scenes. Every post, comment, and subtle gesture became part of the narrative, intensifying the tension. Some fans sided with Fabolous, praising his lyrical attack and claiming he exposed cracks in 50 Cent's dominance. Others rallied behind 50, emphasizing his legendary ability to control situations and his reputation for strategic retaliation. Meanwhile, Maino and Papoose's decision to step into this scenario added another layer of complexity. Their pressure wasn't just about supporting Fabolous, it was a public declaration that respect and hierarchy matter. In the streets and in hip-hop, allowing a diss to go unanswered can carry consequences, reputational damage, loss of influence, or a perceived decline in authority. By forcing the spotlight onto 50 Cent, they've amplified stakes that go far beyond a single track. 50 Cent, of course, is no stranger to pressure or conflict. Known for his business acumen and strategic thinking, he has a long history of responding in ways that maximize impact while asserting dominance. Whether through music, media appearances, or public statements, 50 Cent has a proven ability to turn even minor provocations into full-scale attention-grabbing events. This gives him an advantage. He isn't just responding to a diss, he's controlling the narrative. The situation also highlights the intricate balance between ego, respect, and strategy in hip-hop. Maino and Papoose are putting 50 Cent on notice, but their involvement also comes with risk. Intervening in a feud between two major figures can backfire if it's perceived as overstepping boundaries or manipulating outcomes. Both artists understand this, but they also recognize the importance of public accountability in maintaining credibility within the culture. Fans are watching every detail, analyzing possible outcomes, and predicting the next move. Will 50 Cent respond immediately, sending a clear message that he doesn't back down? Or will he take a calculated pause, letting the tension build before striking in a way that dominates the conversation? Every decision carries weight, and the stakes are incredibly high for all parties involved. Another element that makes this feud especially compelling is its multi-layered nature. It's not just a diss versus a response. It's a commentary on hierarchy, influence, and the dynamics of loyalty in hip-hop. Fabolous's diss challenges authority. Maino and Papoose enforce accountability. And 50 Cent's response, whenever it comes, will serve as both retaliation and a reinforcement of his dominance. This creates a situation where fans are witnessing not just a personal conflict, but a lesson in power, strategy, and influence. The role of social media can't be understated. In today's landscape, online reactions amplify tension and shape public perception. Clips of performances, interviews, and social media posts spread quickly, allowing fans to engage in real-time analysis. Every subtle movement or comment can be interpreted as a signal, adding layers to an already complex situation. This constant scrutiny intensifies pressure on all involved, forcing each player to consider not only their own reputation, but also how they are perceived by peers, fans, and potential collaborators. Maino and Papoose, by stepping into the spotlight, have ensured that this feud cannot be ignored. Their involvement guarantees public attention, creating a scenario where silence from 50 Cent would itself be a statement. Silence could be seen as strategic, but it could also be interpreted as hesitation or weakness. In hip-hop, perception is everything, and these subtle cues can make or break credibility. Fabolous, meanwhile, watches as the tension unfolds. While his diss sparked the initial reaction, the story has grown beyond his track. It's no longer just a lyrical battle, it's a public examination of respect, loyalty, and influence. For Fabolous, the question isn't just whether 50 Cent will respond, but how the streets will interpret the dynamics between all parties involved. As the situation develops, the stakes continue to rise. Each artist's next move has the potential to redefine relationships and power dynamics in hip-hop. A well-timed response from 50 Cent could reaffirm his dominance, while an unexpected strategy could leave fans and rivals stunned. Conversely, if Maino and Papoose push too hard or miscalculate, they risk undermining their own credibility. The balance is delicate and the tension palpable. This drama is also a lesson in strategy for aspiring artists and fans alike. It demonstrates how influence in hip-hop is maintained not just through talent, but through timing, perception, and control of the narrative. 50 Cent's history of strategic responses shows the importance of patience and precision, while Maino and Papoose's intervention underscores the value of accountability and standing up for respect. In the streets and on social media, the debate rages on. Fans speculate about possible outcomes, analyzing lyrical hints, social media posts, and past history. The tension has transcended the original diss, evolving into a broader discussion about power, reputation, and hierarchy. Every gesture is scrutinized, every statement analyzed, all contributing to a story that continues to unfold in real time. Ultimately, what started as a diss track has become a multi-dimensional drama, touching on respect, authority, and strategy in hip-hop. The next moves from 50 Cent, Fabolous, Maino, and Papoose will not only influence this feud, but also serve as a lesson for the culture at large. Fans are watching, history is taking notes, and the next chapter is poised to redefine influence in the streets. The burning question remains, will 50 Cent respond? And if he does, will it be a lyrical attack, a social media clapback, or a strategic play that leaves everyone stunned? Whatever happens next, one thing is certain, this story has changed the dynamics of respect and power in hip-hop, and fans will be glued to every moment, waiting to see who truly comes out on top. The burning question remains, will 50 Cent respond? And if he does, will it be a lyrical attack, a social media clapback, or a strategic play that leaves everyone stunned? The tension surrounding this feud has reached a boiling point, and every move is being scrutinized, from fan reactions to behind-the-scenes interactions in the hip-hop community. Immediately after the diss track dropped, social media became a storm of analysis and speculation. Clips were replayed, screenshots circulated, and fans began to piece together timelines and connections, trying to anticipate 50 Cent's next move. Every post from 50 Cent, Maino, Papoose, or Fabolous was dissected for hidden meanings. Even silence became a statement. In the digital age, nothing goes unnoticed, and in this case, the attention is relentless. Maino and Papoose didn't just pressure 50 Cent for dramatic effect. Their involvement elevated the stakes and drew attention to the underlying rules of respect in hip-hop. They were sending a message: you can't let a diss slide without consequences. Their decision to publicly intervene was a calculated risk, because while they assert authority, overstepping could lead to unwanted backlash. The tension between defending respect and maintaining strategic neutrality has never been more visible. Fans quickly split into camps. Some argued that Fabolous had cleverly exposed vulnerabilities in 50 Cent's empire, while others maintained that 50 Cent's legendary ability to control situations would ensure he remained untouchable. Meanwhile, discussions erupted about loyalty, alliances, and the consequences of public silence. The streets, online communities, and hip-hop forums were all alive with speculation, fueling the drama even further. The pressure on 50 Cent intensified because he isn't just dealing with a diss, he's dealing with public expectation. Fans, peers, and even industry insiders are waiting to see how he responds. A delayed response could be interpreted as weakness, but a hasty reaction could escalate the feud unnecessarily. In hip-hop, timing is everything, and 50 Cent has historically understood this better than anyone. His next move isn't just a response, it's a demonstration of strategic authority. Behind the scenes, the dynamics are even more complex. Maino and Papoose's intervention forced conversations among mutual contacts, managers, and close associates. Alliances are being reassessed and decisions are weighed carefully, knowing that one wrong move could ripple across the culture. In hip-hop, influence is interconnected, and a feud involving major players like these can have consequences for numerous artists and collaborators. Fabolous, on the other hand, is observing closely, understanding that his diss has done more than just target 50 Cent. It's challenged the entire hierarchy. For him, the goal isn't simply to provoke a response, it's to assert presence, respect, and lyrical dominance. Every line in his track, every hint dropped, is strategically crafted to maintain attention and pressure the other side while reinforcing his credibility. As tension builds, the ripple effect continues. Other figures in the industry, even those not directly involved, are paying attention and weighing their positions. Supporting the wrong side or misinterpreting signals could lead to conflicts, strained relationships, or loss of credibility. Hip-hop has always been a world where perception matters as much as reality, and in this situation, perception is magnified exponentially. Social media amplifies every nuance. Memes, reaction videos, and comment threads transform minor interactions into major talking points. The audience now participates actively, shaping the narrative and often pushing the story in unexpected directions. This creates a unique dynamic where fan engagement doesn't just react to the feud, it accelerates and intensifies it. Every post Maino, Papoose, or Fabolous shares now carries additional weight because the world is watching, analyzing, and responding instantly. The emotional stakes are also high. Pride, respect, and reputation all collide in a very public way. For 50 Cent, responding isn't just about defending himself. It's about asserting dominance and maintaining the perception that he cannot be challenged lightly. For Maino and Papoose, the pressure comes from acting as enforcers of respect without overstepping boundaries. For Fabolous, The goal is to maintain credibility and ensure that his lyrical prowess is recognized while keeping the feud in his favor. Industry observers note that this feud is an example of how influence works in modern hip-hop. A single diss track can ripple across networks, affecting relationships, alliances, and reputations. The way artists navigate these conflicts demonstrates not just talent, but strategic thinking, media literacy, and an understanding of public perception. Those who miscalculate risk losing not only face, but also long-term influence. The tension also highlights generational differences. Maino and Papoose represent a style of accountability where respect must be addressed directly and publicly. Fabolous combines lyrical precision with a keen understanding of modern social media dynamics. 50 Cent embodies the ability to control narrative and strategy simultaneously. When these approaches collide, the result is not just drama, it's a real-time case study in influence, authority, and cultural perception. As days pass, anticipation grows. Every fan update, every subtle gesture, and every interview now has implications. Analysts speculate about potential responses, a diss track, an Instagram callout, or a behind-the-scenes deal that resolves tension quietly. Each potential path carries its own risks and rewards, and the stakes are higher than ever because this isn't just about a single diss, it's about reputation and legacy. Maino and Papoose's pressure has effectively cornered 50 Cent into making a move. Their influence demonstrates how alliances and cultural authority can shape outcomes, forcing even legendary figures to consider timing, strategy, and optics. In this context, every decision is a statement, and the wrong statement could alter the balance of power in ways that reverberate across the industry. Fabolous, meanwhile, benefits from the heightened attention. The diss track has sparked debates, streams, and media coverage, reinforcing his visibility while subtly shifting perception. In modern hip-hop, attention is power, and Fabolous has leveraged his track to command both attention and respect. His careful balance of provocation and strategy ensures that he remains a central figure, regardless of 50 Cent's next move. Ultimately, this feud is no longer just a lyrical battle. It's a complex web of respect, influence, and strategy, with Maino and Papoose ensuring that 50 Cent is accountable while maintaining the balance of cultural authority. Fans are watching closely, analysts are dissecting every interaction, and the industry is taking notes. The next move from 50 Cent will define not only this feud, but also the larger narrative about influence and respect in hip-hop. As this drama unfolds, one thing becomes clear. The streets are watching, the fans are watching, and every move matters. Who responds first, who shows restraint, and who controls perception will ultimately determine who emerges with credibility intact. The next chapter is unpredictable, high stakes, and destined to redefine respect and hierarchy in the game. As the feud between 50 Cent and Fabolous continues to unfold, with Maino and Papoose pressing for a response, the story has grown far beyond a single diss track. What began as a calculated lyrical attack has evolved into a complex drama about respect, influence, and authority within hip-hop. Every action, post, and gesture carries weight, and fans, analysts, and peers are all watching closely to see who will emerge with credibility intact. 50 Cent, long known for his strategic mind and ability to control public perception, now faces a pivotal decision. Respond too aggressively, and the feud could spiral into chaos, drawing in additional players and possibly causing backlash. Respond too passively, and the streets may interpret it as weakness, undermining decades of carefully built reputation. 50 Cent's history demonstrates his understanding of timing and impact. He knows that every move must serve multiple purposes, asserting dominance, maintaining influence, and keeping fans and critics engaged. Fabolous, meanwhile, continues to leverage the spotlight created by his diss track. His lyrics have sparked debates about authority, respect, and hierarchy, and he has successfully positioned himself as a key player in this drama. By releasing the diss, Fabolous didn't just challenge 50 Cent musically, he tested the boundaries of influence and forced the conversation about respect into public view. Fans have dissected every line, every rhyme, and every subtle reference, keeping the tension alive and the stakes high. Maino and Papoose's role adds another layer to the situation. By publicly pressuring 50 Cent, they've ensured that the feud isn't merely a private disagreement. They've reminded the streets that respect is mandatory, that loyalty and accountability are non-negotiable, and that the cultural rules of hip-hop are enforced not only through music but also through public influence. Their intervention has effectively cornered 50 Cent into considering his response carefully while reinforcing their own authority and credibility within the community. Social media has amplified every nuance of this feud. Fans share theories, debate outcomes, and dissect potential moves with the intensity of analysts. Every Instagram story, tweet, or comment is scrutinized for hidden meaning. The audience has become an active participant in the drama, effectively shaping the narrative and increasing the stakes for all parties involved. In this era of real-time analysis, perception often carries more weight than the actual events themselves, making strategy and timing critical. One of the most compelling aspects of this feud is the strategic interplay between the parties. 50 Cent understands the importance of narrative control, while Fabolous uses lyrical precision to assert his credibility. Maino and Papoose, acting as enforcers of respect, balance their involvement to avoid overstepping while still applying maximum pressure. The tension illustrates how modern hip-hop is as much about influence and perception as it is about music, with every participant playing multiple roles simultaneously. Potential outcomes are numerous, but all carry consequences. 50 Cent could release a carefully crafted diss track, asserting dominance while keeping the focus on lyrical skill rather than personal attacks. He could respond through social media, controlling the narrative with a series of calculated statements or indirect jabs. Alternatively, he could choose a private resolution, addressing the issue behind the scenes and avoiding public escalation. Each option presents risks and rewards that must be weighed against reputation, influence, and long-term credibility. For Fabolous, the ongoing attention reinforces his relevance and underscores his ability to challenge authority without directly escalating conflict. His strategic release of the diss track has created a platform for discussion, debate, and speculation, placing him at the center of the conversation while keeping 50 Cent on his toes. Maino and Papoose's involvement ensures that the feud remains high-profile, transforming a musical disagreement into a broader discussion about hierarchy and respect. This drama also demonstrates the fragility of perception in hip-hop. Public opinion can shift rapidly based on minor gestures, social media interactions, and the timing of responses. Silence can be interpreted as weakness, while overreaction can be seen as impulsive. The careful balance of timing, strategy, and messaging is essential, and every participant must navigate this landscape with precision to maintain credibility. As tension continues, the broader hip-hop community observes and learns. Up-and-coming artists, collaborators, and even seasoned veterans take note of how influence, alliances, and respect are negotiated in high-profile disputes. The feud serves as a masterclass in strategy, illustrating how reputation can be challenged, defended, and reinforced through a combination of music, public pressure, and social perception. Ultimately, the situation highlights one unavoidable truth. In modern hip-hop, respect and influence are inseparable. 50 Cent, Fabolous, Maino, and Papoose are all operating within a framework where every decision carries lasting impact. Whether the next move comes through music, social media, or private negotiation, the consequences will extend far beyond the immediate drama, affecting reputations, alliances, and perceptions across the culture. As fans await the next chapter, one thing is certain: this story will not be forgotten quickly. Every move, every response, and every statement will be analyzed, debated, and remembered. The feud has already redefined expectations for how disputes play out in the public eye, demonstrating that influence in hip-hop is about far more than music. It's about power, perception, and strategy. The question now isn't just whether 50 Cent will respond, but how he will do so. Will he assert his dominance through a musical comeback, a public statement, or a carefully orchestrated social media move? And how will Fabolous, Maino, and Papoose navigate the fallout? Whatever happens, One thing is clear, this feud has set a new standard for high-profile conflicts in hip-hop, and every move will be watched closely. In the end, the battle isn't just about who wins a diss track. It's about respect, authority, and influence. The streets, fans, and industry insiders will remember how each figure handled pressure, navigated strategy, and maintained credibility. And while the feud may eventually fade, the lessons in power, timing, and perception will resonate long after the music stops. Hip-hop thrives on drama, strategy, and influence, and this situation encapsulates all three in a way that few conflicts have. The next move will shape reputations, test alliances, and define the hierarchy of respect. One thing is certain, the world is watching and history is taking notes. Who do you think will strike first, 50 Cent or Fabolous? And how far will Maino Papoose push this drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments now and let the debate begin. Smash the like button if you live for real hip-hop street drama, and subscribe to catch every reaction, every clapback, and every twist in this ongoing saga. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next explosive move. In hip-hop, every update counts, and the streets are watching. This isn't just music drama, it's respect, influence, and power on full display. Who's really winning? You decide.